So now let's do this question which asks us to detect if there's a cycle in an undirected graph or not. So suppose, for example, we have this graph. uh, we are given with the number of vertices and edges, and we are given with the adjacency matrix, right? So this adjacency matrix is given to us, which will obviously form a graph, and this is the graph form. Okay, so as we can see in this graph that there is a cycle, right? 1, 2 and 0 are in a cyclic form. Okay, so obviously we will return true, but what algorithm will we use for this? So we can do this question by both BFS and DFS. First, we are trying to do the BFS approach. Okay. So see, in this graph, we are given with only one component, right? This is forming. This is basically one component, but there can be other components as well. So that's why we will use the concept of connected component also in this code. So for this, okay, we are given with the adjacency matrix. You all know this, but in this code, it's easier when we are given with the adjacency list. Okay, so that's why we are converting this into an adjacency list. So for adjacency list, we obviously create an array list of integers. Then for each index, we add another array list. Okay, and then we allot them the values. For example, uh, 0 will contain 1 and 2 because they are its neighbors. Okay, so we are basically converting the adjacency matrix into the adjacency list. Now we will see that part. What if it was in the form of connected components? Means there would have been multiple components. Then in that case, first we need to create a visited array. You all know this, that while using BFS and DFS, we always create a visited array for our convenience. So we have created this visited array, and now we will go inside the loop. Okay, we know that we run the BFS or DFS for every node. For we will start from 0, then 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if there would have been another components of this graph, like there was a separate 4 node, and then there was 5, 6, 7 connected in a cyclic form, then we would have called for 0. And if we would have called BFS for 0, then it would have traversed all of this node, and then 1 would have already been visited, so we would not call BFS for this. Then similarly, 2 would have been visited, 3 would have been visited, but for the next node 4, it's not connected component, so we will separately call the BFS for 4. Although it's not there, but we are taking that scenario when we would be given with multiple components. Okay, so if it's not visited, then we will call for BFS. If the BFS returns true, when will the BFS return true? When there's a cycle. Then our graph will also return the true, and otherwise it will return false. Now, what's the logic of finding the cycle? So we know that in the BFS, we are obviously passing the adjacency list because we need to check for neighbors. We will be passing the visited array, obviously. Okay, and then we will be passing the initial node. Okay, the node from where we are starting. So for this case, we will be passing node I, okay, because we will be calling BFS for all of the nodes. Now, the basic approach says that if a node is visited and it's not coming from itself, so in that case, it's a cycle. Now you can see that we are storing an array in the queue. Why are we doing so? So to understand this, let's go to the logic. We will be storing the node, okay, and the node and the parent. So suppose that yeah. So we are storing the node. We are starting from here. So this is 0 is our node. Okay. So in the queue we have added 0, and it has no parent because it's the first node that we are taking. So we are adding -1 as its parent. Okay. Now we will go to its neighbors. Okay, a visited array is obviously filled with false because none of the nodes are visited yet. Now, as we have added 0, so we will mark it as true. Okay, and this will remain false. Now we will call for its neighbors. So 0 has two neighbors, 1 and 2, right? So we will add 1 and which is the parent of 1. We have came from 0, so 0 is the parent of 1, right? And now, obviously, before adding its neighbors, we would have uh, pulled out the uh, node, current node. So 0 will be pulled out and its neighbors will be pushed into the queue. So 1 has 0 as its parent, and similarly 2 also has a 0 as its parent, because we are coming to 2 by 0, from 0. Okay, now as we have visited 1 and 2, I mean we have added 1 and 2 to the queue, so we will mark them as true. Okay, now all of them are true. Now we will uh, do the functionality for 1, this one. So if we look at this one, is it already visited? Yes, 1 is visited, right? uh, you know the indexing form, this will be 0, 1 and 2. Now we can see that 1 is already visited. So does that mean that there's a loop? No, because 1 is visited because it came from 0, right? So 1 is coming from 0 means the neighbor, right now we are in the loop and we are saying that if someone is visited means 1 was visited and it did not come from itself. Okay, itself or its parent. 1 is visited because it was coming from its parent. Parent was 0, right? So it's visited because of its parent. So that's why there's we can't confirm that if there's a cycle or not. So we will not do anything for this because it's visited, but it's not equal to its parent. Okay, I mean it's not visited because of it's visited because of its parent. Yes. Now uh, we are done with this part. So now the next is 2 comma 0. Now 2 comma 0, 2, again we will check 2 is also visited. But now we can see that 2 is visited because of 0. 2 is visited because of 0, but we are coming to 2 from 1. After 1 we are coming to 2. Okay, because 1 also had its neighbor 0 and 2. Yeah, so 0 was already visited, but 0 was a parent of 1, so it's fine. We cannot conclude that it represents a cycle. But as 2 is visited, but it's not the part of 1. Okay, 2 is visited, but we have visited it from 0, right? We have in the queue like 2 comma 0, but now we are operating because of 1 comma 0. So 1 comma 0 had neighbor 0, okay, and neighbor 2. So we want to basically enqueue 2 comma 1, but 2 comma 0 already exists, means we are reaching 2 from 0 as well. Okay, and we are reaching 2 from 1 as well. It means that we are reaching the same node from different nodes. It means that there is a cycle. Okay, so remember this line, that basically if someone is visited and it did not come from itself means the current parent. Okay, because we were right now we were checking for 1, its neighbor was 2, and we were checking if 2 is coming from 1. Yes, so we checked that 2 is coming for 2 is coming from 1, but 2 is also coming from 0. So that's why this cycle exists, and in that case we will return true. Okay, so this was the same code. We are enqueuing node comma -1 for the first, I mean the root node, the initial node, because it does not have a parent, so we are enqueuing -1 as its parent. Now we will mark it as true, and we will start working on this queue. While the queue is empty, we will pull out the um, current array, the first array. So it will be in the form of array because we are storing array in the queue. Now we will take the first element of the array as the current node, and the second element of the array as the parent, like we were storing here. 0 comma -1, so 0 was the node, 1 -1 was the parent. 1 comma 0, 1 was the node, 0 was its parent. We are doing the same here. Okay, now we will be traversing to its neighbors. So for the first case we are visualizing, so we will traverse to the neighbors of 0. Okay, so if the neighbors are already visited, uh, we won't do anything. But if the neighbors are not visited, then we will add it to the queue. So now the neighbor will be added, and what will be its parent? We are coming from current, right? We are checking the neighbors of current, means its parent will be current and neighbor will be the current node. Okay, and now we will mark the neighbor as visited. Now this is the main condition. Okay, this is the cyclic condition, that if the current neighbor is not equals to parent, if the current is not equals to parent, then we will return true. It means that there's a cycle exists. Otherwise we will simply return false. So that's the simple BFS approach to detect the cycle in the graph.